الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وعلى من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. Before I came actually, I was kind of undecided whether I should give this talk in Arabic or in English. But since I do see a mix, and there are people that potentially would want to look into Islam and become Muslims, I think I'll stick with the English in the most part. يعني قبل ما أتي كان في بالي هل ألقي هذه الكلمة بالعربية أو الإنجليزية؟ فخطر في بالي لأن بيكون أتكلم باللغة العربية، ولكن بما أني أرى بعض الناس مهتمين بالإسلام قلت لعل الأفضل والأولى أن أتكلم باللغة الإنجليزية وأنتم عاد تفهمون إن شاء الله، ما في إشكال. خلاص عاد كلكم هنا تفهمون الإنجليزية. So just to get on with it, inshallah, I don't want to spend too much of your time. I have a few points I want to share with you, inshallah, and I hope you can reflect upon those points. We're in the month of Ramadan, alhamdulillah. It's a shahr mubarak, it's a blessed month, no doubt. It's a month in which, our good deeds are multiplied by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more that you do of the good, the more rewarded that you would become by the will of Allah jalla wa ala. So, in light of this, in spirit or in line with this, it's very important that you as a Muslim try to excel in doing the good. And the good here does not simply mean Taraweeh. It doesn't simply mean fasting. It also extends to many other aspects as well. One of which, and this is a very important point, is to be that proper example while you're in the streets. We're living in an area, subhanAllah, where we have many non-Muslims around us. And we're living in a very troubling time as well. You may have all heard in the beginning of Ramadan, before actually the beginning of Ramadan, where you had this person who became Muslim who went out trying to bomb in Victoria. The very first thing, when I spoke to some non-Muslims, the very first thing they said was, Muslim Islam, Muslim Islam. So basically what's happened today is that you have the word Muslim Islam synonymous with terrorism and extremism. Of course, this is far from the truth. So a Muslim has to strive, no doubt, to be that good example, that good individual, to show that this is absolutely incorrect. And the best way to do that is through your own example, to appear as a Muslim, to behave as a Muslim, to conduct yourself properly as a Muslim. In this sense, you become an ambassador of Islam. You no longer represent yourself when you do something. You don't represent your family alone. But now, you represent an entire faith and people. So you've got to make a point that I am a Muslim, I've got to live up to that standard. I'm not perfect, but you do make the best of what you have. You try your best to appear that good role of a Muslim. Now what you can do within our reach, no doubt, the good conduct, good behavior, the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you behave, this should all be in line with the Quran and Sunnah. It should all be in line with what a Muslim should behave as. If you don't have it, people would look at you and say, look at these people. How far are they? How different are they from everyone else? SubhanAllah, I was taking a few courses in the past, Christianity and whatnot, and I studied a bit into the Christian faith. And one of the things that really hurt my interest when I was taking that was, one of the teachers came in and he spoke of how to give da'wah to a Muslim. How to bring a Muslim out of Islam into Christianity. The very first point he touched on was that no matter what happens when you speak to a Muslim, hold that proper conduct. Don't break, the way that you are. Don't become angry. Because Christianity is a religion of love. And they kept on hitting that message. Subhanallah. They're being trained in al-batil, in falsehood. We have to be trained as well as doing da'wah properly through our actions, our behavior before we go out. And I think it's very important. In this month, specifically in this month, we have to make that effort to appear different, inshallah. Another point, it goes hand in hand with the issue of da'wah, of being that good example. As Rasulullah said, لا تحقرن من المعروف شيء. Do not belittle any aspect of goodness. If it's small in your eyes, what is this? It's a small thing. A word, giving a book, giving this, giving that. What use is it in the end? Don't ever think like that. Don't be negative. Don't get into negativity, but always be positive. That's the message I learned myself from the mashayikh that taught me in Saudi. May Allah have mercy on them all. We were taught that you're only to go ahead and strive and do what you can and leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Arabic, ابذل جهدك بالدعوة وليس عليك النتائج الله سبحانه وتعالى, which is true. And I was very upset. My sheikh asked me when I went to Saudi, he asked me, how is the da'wah? I told him, ya sheikh, at times you give da'wah, you will speak in the same topic over and over again, but you don't know, you're going in circles. He told me, أبدا عليك أن تأتي بجهدك واترك البقية على الله سبحانه وتعالى. Go ahead, do all that you can and leave the rest for Allah. If you're doing whatever you're doing purely for the sake of Allah with sincerity, there's no doubt Allah Jalla wa Ala would, make your efforts fruitful, and you would see the greatness of that effort in your own life. إذا كان بالفعل نيتك صادقة لله جل وعلا وأنت تدعو لله سبحانه وتعالى سترى هذا العمل مثمر بإذن الله تعالى. يكون العمل مثمر من ناحية الأجر العظيم الجزيل في الدنيا والآخرة. So you strive, you do your best, and leave the rest for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it might be that you say a few words, a person may come to Islam. Let me share with you a story. Two stories. These two stories, I can't forget them. The first one is how a person began thinking about Islam. He had a friend, a Muslim friend, and this person was not a good Muslim to begin with. They're in the same place, he would get drunk sometimes, and he would do a lot of haram. I mean, this is the kind of person that he was. He wasn't perfect. What happened was one day, his companion, his roommate, Christian, he was reading something, or they were going over something, and he said, well, Jesus Christ says this, oh Jesus. This Muslim said to him, don't you have a brain? Jesus is a human being. How can he help you? He died, according to your belief. How can he help you? Just those few words. Don't you have a brain? Don't you have a brain? أما تعقل? And the person, yeah, Jesus Christ, he ate, he drank, he this, he that. And that was the beginning of what led him to Islam, subhanAllah. كلمة أما تعقل. وهذا اللي جابوا عن الإسلام. الله لا تحقرن من المعروف بشيء. Don't ever belittle the goodness, because you never know. A few words that you throw, that could be a guide for one to come to Islam. The other story, subhanAllah, this is when I was in Saskatoon last year. I met a person, because Saskatoon is like a Christian fort. يعني كأن محل مركز النصرانية في كل شارع كنيستين تقريبا ما شاء الله. هذه معروف ساسكتون منطقة صغيرة مدينة صغيرة. It's a very small city, and every street basically has two churches in it. Not small things, massive churches. They're all empty more or less, but then you do have a very strong Christian presence in Saskatoon. One of the people that were there, he had a roommate, a Muslim. And this guy had a very bad idea about Islam. Because his roommate, he would get drunk every single night. Not just Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, no, every single night getting drunk. Every single night with haram, with women, with garbage, with gambling. Now, this guy is looking at him and said, I can't do this because I'm a Christian. It's illegal, it's unlawful, this is not healthy, it's not good. And this guy's saying, oh, come on, take a break. What's wrong with you, man? Lighten up. So then after some time, we were sitting together and I met this person. And it was Ramadan, the same time last year, in Ramadan. So I was inside, this is what they call the global gathering place. It's an area where a lot of people come in, refugees and whatnot. It's a good place to give da'wah. So I was there, and this guy said, oh, I know, you're a Muslim, you do Ramadan, right? I said, yeah, but we're actually in the month of Ramadan right now. And so you guys cannot drink in Ramadan, right? I said, what? He said, yeah, you can't drink in Ramadan, right? I said, no, we can't drink at any time. It's illegal to drink throughout the entire year, every single day of your life. You cannot drink, it's haram, it's unlawful. The guy said, no. I had a roommate He told me specifically he can drink every day except in Ramadan. But the person, he pulled away from Islam. He said, no, I don't really see a religion to be a very good religion. It's just a simple position the person took when he said what he did. It either brings a person to Islam or pushes one away from Islam. Subhanallah. You all will come across this. يعني كلكم ستمرون على هذا. Every one of you will be put in a position sooner or later where you would be either one who would bring one to Islam or push one away from Islam. So when that happens, be among those who bring to Islam, not pushing away from Islam. The last point that I want to share with you, inshallah, and this is itself a very important one as well, that going back to the month of Ramadan, we are in this blessed month. The days pass by very quickly. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to us in the Quran, أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودًا. These are just numbered, you can put it as quickly passing days that come and they go. SubhanAllah. Just yesterday, we were in the beginning of the month, or actually before that, we were waiting. هل شافوا الهلال؟ ما شافوا الهلال؟ Is the hilal been decided? No. What did they do in Saudi? What did they do here? We were all waiting, but anticipating the beginning of Ramadan. Ramadan came. The first week went. The second week. The third Jum'ah is tomorrow. Subhanallah. So quickly, before you know it, Ramadan is over. It's done. Subhanallah. So you've got a chance right now to give da'wah in this month. So don't waste a moment. لا تضيع لحظة في هذا الشهر. Whatever you can do, whether a good word, an action, showing a good manner, good behavior, conduct, giving a book out, whatever it is, do not belittle yourself. لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا. Strive, go out, because wallahi, people look at you. Every one of you is looked at as Islam. In the past, Fulan bin Fulan, we look at you as being so-and-so, son of so-and-so, and that's it. After 9/11, it was different. You're Muslim? Oh, 9/11, terrorism, irhab, extremism. So now looking at us now, every individual as though you're an ambassador of Islam. Now that times everything up over here. If you're not going to behave properly, you might push many people away from Islam without even knowing it. At the same time, a smile on your face, giving a book out, conducting yourself in a good manner, this all could draw people to Islam without you even realizing it, subhanAllah. And the ajr is so great. If one comes to Islam on account of your actions, your statement, indirectly, it's better for you than the entire dunya, all that's in this world, subhanAllah. So I really stress and encourage every one of you. Do make that effort. Do make that point of becoming, inshallah, the da'i, the call to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do make an effort of, doing whatever you can. Strive, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us all among those who are successful in this dunya and the akhirah. نسأل الله أن يوفقنا في الدنيا والآخرة. جزاكم الله خيرا. Any questions? Or we'll start with this, inshallah. Straightforward. The talk is straightforward. Nasiha. I give it to myself before I give it to all of you, inshallah.